Welcome to the 2019 F1 Italian Grand Prix race day review. And all I can say is congratulations to Ferrari, congratulations to Charles Leclerc. It was well deserved. It was the fastest in practice, it was the fastest in qualifying, and now he won the race. Mercedes tried everything. They tried everything. They went all in. To me, during the race, which I'll go into it a bit later on, but I'm just going to give you my opinion when I thought it was over. As soon as they pitted Charles Leclerc and they put him on the hard tyres, I thought, it's over. It's done. I knew Lewis was going to spend at least 20 laps attempting and trying to chase down Charles Leclerc. I knew it wasn't going to happen. The straight line speed of Ferrari is just too much. It's too much. This is why before Spa and before Monza, 99.9% everybody knew that Ferrari was going to win it. This is their two races. They built the Ferrari car for Monza. They built it for Monza. And yesterday in my review when I was doing the qualifying, talking about Q3, how bollocks it was, I was thinking, you know what, it was like wishful thinking. I was thinking, Mercedes, maybe if they team up against Charles Leclerc, if they get a good start, maybe if Hamilton gets a nice little sneaky little slipstream on the first straight, because it's quite long, one of the longest on the F1 calendar. I thought maybe if Hamilton can get a sneaky slipstream, Bottas can tuck behind Leclerc and they can kind of sandwich him. Leclerc be like the meat of the sandwich. You'll have Hamilton in front, Bottas third, Leclerc in the middle, and they can try and bully him. But it wasn't to be. It just wasn't to be. This was Ferrari's day. Monza has got the greatest podium ever in any sports. Motorbikes, Le Mans, GT, IndyCar, you name it. This podium is the best podium. I'm a Mercedes fan, McLaren fan, Williams fan, but I've got to admit that podium is magical. Watching those Ferrari fans today, shouting, screaming, whatever, clapping, probably drinking, whatever they're doing, enjoying themselves. Watching them today, the way Charles Leclerc is a legend already in Ferrari's eyes. He's a legend. He done something that Sebastian Vettel could not do. Sebastian Vettel's been there since 2014 to 2015. He's had a decent run. He's been there long enough. He was with Kimi Räikkönen, which I thought was a good match for Vettel. But as soon as Charles Leclerc come into it, I had a feeling. I just thought, if you watch one of my old videos, I don't know which video it was, some video last year, when I was talking about I think Charles Leclerc is going to come to Ferrari and he's going to challenge Vettel and he's going to take over Vettel. Now there's some marks out there, some goons, idiots on the internet, social media, flapping their gums, keyboard warriors, even on Sky Sports F1 team, especially Mark Lazenby and Paul D'Areste. They're saying that Vettel's finished. No, he's not finished. His car's finished, but he's not finished. He's struggling for grip. He doesn't like the car setup. It favours Charles Leclerc. It doesn't favour Vettel. Vettel's been talking about it all season, complaining to Ferrari. They're still not changing the setup. They can't change the setup. Vettel's looking frustrated, making mistakes. But Charles Leclerc is on cloud nine. He's on top of the world. He's just won 2 Grand Prix back to back, 2 classic circuits, Spa and Monza, back to back, with Hamilton chasing him. Any other track in the world, Hamilton would have beat him. But here, these 2 tracks, Belgium, Spa, Monza, those 2 tracks with Ferrari straight line speed, no chance. I've just watched an interview on Sky Sports F1. Toto says, we tried our best. Obviously, Ferrari had the stronger package. He was complaining about the incident that he thinks Charles Leclerc forced off Hamilton. I'll get into that later. I'll give him my opinion on that. But like he says, if they would have gave Charles Leclerc a penalty, Ferrari would have rioted. Whatever. Bit similar when Max Verstappen was in Austria. That was kind of his home track. And he came onto the track in one of the corners. He forced off Charles Leclerc, which was in front. It was in front, and then he stayed ahead. There was he went back to the stewards. Stewards it took him about an hour to come to a decision, but they never penalised Max because they knew if they would have penalised Max Verstappen, the Dutch fans would have rioted. Whatever, however they think about it. But in my opinion, I'll give you my opinion later. To me, it was a good race, an exciting race. But I think as soon as they put the hard tyres on Charles Leclerc and when they put the medium tyres on Hamilton, I knew if he doesn't catch Charles Leclerc in the next 6 or 8 laps, Charles Leclerc is going to win it. The hard tyres can go on longer, a little bit slower, but as the long term, the hard tyres ended up being the best strategy. And I thought straight away, when they put them tyres on, I thought the race is done. Hamilton tried everything. It just wasn't to be. But it was a good race. And I'm happy for Charles Leclerc and I'm happy for Ferrari. Now, Vettel, that's another thing. I bet Vettel just wants to go home and have a sleep. Guaranteed. Anyway, we've got the Italian Grand Prix started. Lights out of the way we go. Boom, straight away. The car started darting down. Hamilton got a good start, but Charles Leclerc's start was a little bit better. Hamilton tried to come down. He kind of got forced wide. I thought Bottas was going to get him in the first corner, but Hamilton recovered it and stayed in second. Max Verstappen coming from the back. Boom, someone hits him, smashes his wing. They didn't actually say who hit him. It looked like someone hit him, but I'm not sure if he hit them or they hit him. But anyway, smashed his wing straight away. Not happening for Max Verstappen. I don't think he really gave a crap. He came here. He was taking an engine penalty. He was at the back anyway, so he thought whatever. He said at the beginning of the race he was targeting 5th. I thought that was a little ambitious for him. Whatever. But he went straight into the pitch, changed his wing, put on the hard tyres. So Max Verstappen was gone for the long stint. I thought maybe it's a little bit soon to put the hard tyres on, but as he's starting from the back and he's plumb last, he puts the hard tyres on, carries on. Now where he started to get interested to me was absolutely, whatever. It was a good Albon passes Sainz. And being the driver Sainz is, he ain't letting that go. Albon passes him, Sainz says, forget this, I'm having a go. Albon passes him, late break Sainz. Sainz has another goal around the parabolica. Comes on behind Albon, passes him. Albon gets forced wide. Everybody's saying on the TV, you know what? He's at a penalty. I thought, no, it wasn't a penalty. It's a racing incident. It is a racing incident. It's not bumper cars. They're not playing in the park, playing football. They're not playing patter cake. It was a racing incident. These are F1. These are F1 cars. You go wheel to wheel. Sometimes you're going to end up on the side. Sometimes you're going to end up on the gravel. Sometimes you're going to end up on the runoff area. It was F1. Sainz got the better of him, passed him. Albon got forced onto the gravel. It went back to the stewards. It was a racing incident, just like I said. Now, lap 6, turn 9. Now, this is when I thought, this guy, he's got his foot halfway out of Ferrari. This was Vettel's time. This was going to define Vettel's partnership with Ferrari. A win was the only thing that was going to happen for him. He needed to win here. Not second, not third. Win first. Lap 6, turn 9. Vettel spun. Why? You know why? And I've been saying it from last year, and I've been saying it from the year before. Vettel is too heavy-footed. He's too heavy-footed. He's got no finesse on that brake. When he goes into them corners, he don't gradually put his foot down like that. He's like, boom, one speed. He's too heavy-footed. He showed it in Baku last year. He showed it in France last year. And he showed it at nearly every race. But here, he put his foot down. No one was even by him. He late braked the corner and he spun. He nearly hit Stroll. Stroll nearly hit Gasly. Vettel rejoined the track in an unsafe manner. Stroll was on the radar saying, "What the hell is this idiot doing?" Referring to Vettel. What is this idiot doing? And he was an idiot. He spun, no one was by him, and then he rejoined the track while Stroll was bombing around the corner. That could have been a nasty accident. Stroll had to avoid Vettel, and then he had to avoid Gasly. He went to the stewards. They gave him a 10-second stop go penalty. So there's Vettel's race over. Plumb last. Lap 7. Straight away, as soon as he got that 10-second time penalty, you heard it on the radio. Vettel darted into the pits, took his 10-second stop go penalty. And that was on lap 13. Not long after, Stroll was under investigation, which I thought he shouldn't have got it. Why? All Stroll was doing is avoiding Vettel. Vettel was all over the place. What do you expect Stroll to do? Stand there and let Vettel hit him. Vettel was rejoining the track in an unsafe manner. Stroll was bombing around the corner, taking his corner. What do you expect him to do? Stop his car and say, "Don't worry, Vettel. I'll let you rejoin the track. I'll just stop behind you." No. But they gave him a 5-second time penalty, which I thought, why? Now, Kimi, something went on with Kimi about his tyres. They gave him a 10-second time penalty for using the wrong tyres for starting the race. I don't know what that was all about. I don't really care, really, to be fair. I don't think Kimi cared, so why should I care? Now, this is where it started to get interesting for me. This was for, finally, the guys what should have been working at Tesco, the guys should have been working at Aldi's washing minis. He should be at Aldi's stacking shelves. The F1 Ferrari strategy team finally got it right. Mercedes was waiting for Ferrari to blink. Ferrari was waiting for Mercedes to blink. But who blinked first? Ferrari. But it was good. No, Mercedes. Lap 20. They pitted Hamilton. They put the medium tyres on. So I was thinking, it might be alright if Ferrari put the medium tyres on as well. So the jury was still out for me on that decision, putting medium tyres on Lewis Hamilton. Okay. Then lap 21, heard the radio. Plan B, plan B, plan B. That was Ferrari talking to Charles Leclerc. Plan B, plan B, plan B. Okay. It could have been plan Z. I still don't know what they're talking about. So, Charles Leclerc coming to the pit, and then they put the hard tyres on, and I thought, I thought, clever. No, it could have worked two ways. Usually when you put the hard tyres on, it takes you about 3 or 4 laps to really warm up. Medium tyres takes you a lap. Not even a lap really. You warm up, you're ready to go. So I was thinking, when I saw Hamilton bombing down that straight, Charles Leclerc coming out the pits, I thought, hey, here you go, Hamilton's he's got him here. But for some reason, Charles stayed ahead. The grip came, the heat came into the tyres. It was like he was on soft tyres, but they were hard tyres. Hamilton was chasing him, he was chasing him, and he still didn't pass him. So I was thinking, right, you got the medium tyres, Hamilton. You've got 6 to 10 laps to try and catch him. If you don't catch him within the 10 laps, you ain't going to get him. You're going to burn your tyres out for 20 laps, and then when it comes to the end of the race, Bottas is going to catch you. That's what I thought. So lap 28, as we're moving on. Thingy comes out the pits. I forgot, you know what, I forgot even it was. It was on lap 28, he put his tyres on, Sainz, that's it. Sainz puts on his tyres, lap 28, pits, ready to come out, his back wheel's not on properly, unsafe release. So basically, Sainz retired from the race, lap 28, to Carlos Sainz. Again, a disastrous Grand Prix. All the last 5 races have been brilliant. As soon as he got to Belgium, bad luck kicked in, and again, he's followed them here in Monza. So Carlos Sainz is going to be going on tonight, having a few of them. Because I know he's pissed off. Pissed off. He was pissed off at Belgium, and now with the engine failure, and now he's pissed off again with the unsafe release from his pit team. So, virtual safety car comes out for a lap. So basically, when you got virtual safety car, the cars have got to come down to about, I don't know if it's 30 mph, whatever, 20 mph, but they're going to slow down. Everybody has to go the same. It's not like a proper safety car where everybody can bunch up together behind the safety car. Virtual safety car basically is everybody has to slow down at the same speed and go at the same speed. So I thought maybe Hamilton's going to have a chance to catch him up, because when the hard tyres are on, Charles Leclerc hard tyres, when they slow down, it takes them a while again to cool up. Virtual safety car was only out for 1 lap. Boom, straight away, virtual car ends. Hamilton picks up speed again, right behind Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc fending him off. But to me, this is where I think that they should have gave Charles a penalty. Hamilton was coming up the side of him. Charles Leclerc moved over towards Hamilton, nearly forced Hamilton onto the grass. He never gave him a full car's width. He's supposed to leave a full car's width, but they never. He forced him off. Martin Brundle says it, Toto says it, but nothing happened. Being in Italy, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if they would have gave Charles Leclerc a penalty, there would have been a riot. That's what Toto was saying today. I don't know. Daniel Fiat, lap 31, out again. Engine failure. Lap 31, virtual safety car. Another safety car, virtual safety car. Not a proper safety car, virtual safety car. So he's out the race. Bad luck for him. Then, Bottas was starting to catch Hamilton. Now I was thinking, right, Bottas passes Hamilton. Hamilton finishes 3rd. Charles Leclerc first. Hamilton still got the championship, but will they do that? I don't know. Hamilton was chasing Charles Leclerc down the straight. Locks up. Goes onto the runoff area. Bottas passes Hamilton. Hamilton goes straight into 3rd place. That's it. His tyres were shot. Hamilton comes on the radio, starts running off his mouth. Starts saying to his engineering team, look, my tyres are gone. My tyres are gone. I can't go on anymore. And I knew this was going to happen, going back to my point before when I said, when he put the medium tyres on and Charles Leclerc put the hard tyres on, to me, that's when the race was won, for me. So what happened? They pit Hamilton. They didn't pit him, they kept him out there a little bit longer. Bottas was trying to chase Charles Leclerc, weren't catching him. He come close, weren't happening. So we got to the later laps. The Ferrari fans are cheering their heads off. Everybody's going crazy, enjoying themselves. Good for them. Ferrari, I think, Mercedes to me had a good day. Their package was just too strong. Ferrari's package was just too strong. Spa, Monza, that's Ferrari's race. The straight line speed. And that's all I've got really, is a straight line speed. When it comes to cornering, slow corners, Ferrari are diabolical. Red Bull's better than them. That's why Red Bull was that's why Max Verstappen is 3rd in the championship. Because that Red Bull car, most of the races favour them and Mercedes. The battle really before Spa and Monza, before them 2 races started, the battle was between Red Bull and Mercedes. Ferrari were nowhere to be seen. Nowhere. Soon as we come to Belgium, Spa, whatever. Soon as we come to Spa, soon as we come to Monza, Ferrari come alive. Ferrari come alive because it's all about the straight line speed. And that's the way it goes. Now, when 2 weeks time when we go to Singapore, completely different race. Completely different race. The flyaways, that's what they call them. It's going to be between Mercedes and Red Bull. You'll see where Ferrari comes in them races. I might be wrong, but on paper and the way it looks, we all know it's going to be between Mercedes and Red Bull. at least for the next couple of races anyway. But I'm not taking nothing away from Ferrari. No way. Well deserved. Charles Leclerc, well deserved. I just thought that decision at the end, when he kind of forced off Hamilton, I just thought the jury's still out for that, for my opinion. But at the end, anyway, coming to the end of the race, Bottas locks up, tries to catch Charles Leclerc, couldn't. Same thing, just couldn't. He was trying his best, just couldn't, wasn't good enough. And then at the end, the pit Hamilton, he comes in, puts the soft tyres on, gets the fastest lap, gains a point, an extra point. So really, he only lost 2 points today to Bottas. Championships to me still over. They've won the constructors basically now. I think they got like 506 points. Ferrari's got 300 odd points. I'll do that later. But yeah, it was a good race. It was a good race, exciting. But towards the end, you could just see that Mercedes didn't have the straight line speed. And they all knew that before a month ago what was going to happen. We all knew it's going to be Ferrari's next 2 races going to belong to Ferrari. And Charles Leclerc, brilliant race. Didn't choke when he was under pressure, when Hamilton was coming at him and when Bottas was coming at him. And he didn't choke. He held it. True champion. Destined to be a champion in the future. Not yet though, but in the future. Yeah, so I'm gonna look at the standings here. How it finished. Let's see how it finished. Hold on. The final finish. Renault done good as well. Fair play to Renault, man. Done good. I said yesterday in the video that Renault was going to do well. They had the speed, come out of nowhere. Daniel Ricciardo getting 4th. Nico Hülkenberg 5th. Great points for Renault. They needed it. They needed it. So it finished like, I'll do the full, let's get this up. We had first Charles Leclerc, second Valtteri Bottas, third Lewis Hamilton, 4th Daniel Ricciardo, 5th Nico Hülkenberg, 6th Alexander Albon, 7th Sergio Perez, 8th Max Verstappen, 9th Antonio Giovinazzi, 10th Lando Norris, 11th Pierre Gasly, 12th Lance Stroll, 13th Sebastian Vettel, 14th George Russell, 15th Kimi Raikkonen, 16th Roman Grosjean, 17th Robert Kubica, and Kevin Magnussen, Daniel Fiat and Carlos Sainz all DNF. And I gotta admit, right, good result for George Russell. No points, but he finished 14th, so that's really good for him. Just behind. At one time, I saw him challenging Sebastian Vettel, man. You know what I mean? Imagine that. He had like, at one point, George Russell was trying to challenge Sebastian Vettel. That's how much Vettel completely shot the race. People are saying, is he going to be there next season? I don't know. I still think he's got it. He just doesn't like the setup of the car. He's still got it, in my opinion. He hasn't lost it like a lot of people are saying. People are just quick to jump on the new driver that's coming in, Charles Leclerc. Nah, I'm going to stick with Vettel. I still think he's got it, but I just don't think that car's working for him. If they don't change the car and they continue to go down this route, what's the point of him staying there? Maybe Red Bull for him down the line. I don't know. So, let's have a look at the driving championships. Hold on. The points. We've got Lewis Hamilton on 284 points. Second place, Valtteri Bottas, 221. Third place, Max Verstappen, 185. Fourth place, Charles Leclerc, 182. Fifth place, Sebastian Vettel, 169. So now Charles Leclerc is past Sebastian Vettel in the points. Before the race, Sebastian Vettel was ahead of Charles Leclerc, and now Charles Leclerc has passed Vettel. Sixth place, Pierre Gasly with 65. Seventh place, Carlos Sainz, 58. Eighth place, Daniel Ricciardo, 34. Ninth place, Alexander Albon, 34. And Daniel Fiat for Toro Rosso, 33. Nico Hülkenberg, 11th place, 31 points. Kimi Raikkonen in 12th with 31 points. Sergio Perez in 13th with 27 points. 14th, Lando Norris with 25 points. 16th place, Kevin Magnussen with 18 points. And 17th place, Roman Grosjean in 8th place. And 18th place, Antonio Giovinazzi with 3 points. And in 19th place, Robert Kubica 1 point. And George Russell yet to score a point. Even though George Russell is out-qualified and beat his team partner, Robert Kubica, in every single race. Remember that incident what happened in Germany, and everybody started crashing out, and Robert Kubica, I think he finished 10th, and he got 1 point. That's the only reason why he has scored a point. Apart from that, George Russell, to me, has been the better driver. It's just the way it is. That's the way it is. So, I'm not sure if there's any interviews on here because I kind of streamed this quite early. Yeah, we've got Max Verstappen. He's saying, hold on, let's have a look who's on there. See, we've got any interviews. Carlos thought it was an intense pit stop. He said, don't think it was going to be an amazing race. Let's have a look at interviews. I've got one here. Max Verstappen.
Hey Max, points from the back of the grid. We saw right at the start that you had some front wing damage, but didn't see how you got it. So can you talk us through that and the rest of your race?
Breaking into turn one, so I was just following. Suddenly everything got bumped up, so I wanted to turn to the left to avoid it, but I still clipped, I think, Serge's rear tire. So yeah, a bit of front wing damage. We pitted, but then I think the race was still on, so I got past quite a few cars. But then when we pitted, we got unlucky with the virtual safety cars. So like 3-4 cars which I already overtook, then ended up again in front of me. So it was very painful. You take more out of your tires than you want to. But then I still had a few cars ahead of me I could see where I was catching up to. So that was all not too bad. But then I got stuck behind Perez again. Just couldn't get by on the straight. They were really quick, and yeah, that was it.
How encouraged were you by the Honda power, particularly at a circuit like this?
It was not bad. I think we made some steps forward, but yeah, we clearly, of course, need to keep working hard to improve. But for me, at the moment, I'm just looking forward to have a normal weekend, and hopefully that will start in Singapore, starting more up front, and yeah, just have a bit more of a fun race.
Like I says, the last 2 races, Belgium, Spa and Monza, all been Ferrari races, kind of boring to people like Max Verstappen, maybe Mercedes as well. Red Bull, obviously, like I said, Max Verstappen. But like he said on his video there, 2 weeks time, I can't wait to get back to a normal race where Red Bull are up there at the top with Mercedes, because the next race is going to be completely different. You won't have Ferrari at the front leading all the time and getting pole. It's going to be completely different. More corners. Doesn't really favour Mercedes. Doesn't really favour Ferrari. So it's going to be, like I said, to me, it's going to be a tussle between Mercedes and Red Bull. I got one with George Russell. He's saying, he goes, this is one of the worst free circuits for them. Not just you, mate.
With Grammarly, you can find really good, no, perfect work.
Hold on, advertisement.
Hey George, how was that out there for you today? You looked like you could at least kind of show some good pace and kind of get involved in a few battles.
Yeah, definitely show good pace. It's just a bit of a shame at the start.
Today, you looked like you could at least kind of show some good pace and kind of get involved in a few battles.
Yeah, definitely show good pace. It's just a bit of a shame at the start. Just with our straight line speed, we just sort of got murdered on the straight. But as soon as I was in clear air, the pace was really strong, relatively really strong. Then we only finished about 35 seconds behind P10, which for us at this stage is pretty decent going, especially with what happened at the start. So yeah, some positives to take away.
How encouraging is that, given that this was going to be a difficult circuit for you, expecting, and that gap is, like you said, encouraging?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we're quite confident that this is probably one of the worst 3 circuits for us. So I think it showed we did a good job with everything else in our control, with the setup, with the tyres, etc., etc. So yeah, definitely some positives to take, but obviously still not exactly where we want to be.
Yeah, so kind of accepting defeat, you knew what was going on. I got one with Alexander Albon. He's saying I was maybe a bit too optimistic with Carlos when he got forced onto the track.
Nearly 500,000 British companies.
Onto the gravel. Hold on, advert again.
Hey Alex, that was quite an eventful race out there for you. Can you just talk us through it?
Yeah, busy one. Didn't have a great start. And then, yeah, kind of had to fight my way back. Maybe we didn't have quite the straight line speed that we would like, so a lot of the moves I had to try to do in the corners. And yeah, maybe a bit too optimistic with Carlos. I thought the move was on, and it kind of was, but yeah, side by side in this one's a bit tricky, and just lost a bit too much grip going that wide. Yeah, then we had a fight with Magnussen, I think it was, had a 5-second penalty. So yeah, we finished P6, maybe not where we should have been, but we knew the track was going to be difficult for us. So yeah, Singapore's next, a few more corners in there, so it should be good.
I guess overall though, 2-6 to start your Red Bull career is pretty encouraging overall.
Singapore next.
Yeah,
big smile.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I think there's more to come and more to learn, but otherwise it's a good start, and hopefully I can pick it up come towards the end of the season.
See, he said Singapore next, big smile on his face. Completely different in Singapore. Red Bull's going to be up there, like I said, with Mercedes. He says, Lance Stroll says, nothing I could do to avoid Vettel. That's what I says, and I gave him 5-second time penalty. I don't know what for. No way. There's no way he could have stopped because he would have lost track position. What could he have done? All he did is just move. It was Vettel what was rejoining the track in an unsafe manner. And I don't know why they gave him a 5-second time penalty. Why? Baffled. I played the interview anyway. Here we go. Advert again.
Hey Lance, at one stage in that race it was looking really strong for you in terms of pace, and then that incident with Sebastian, can you kind of talk us through what went through your head at that moment?
Yeah, I lifted off. I was cautious for the yellow flag going into Ascari, but then he just came back on the circuit very aggressively, and even at that speed I was going, I mean there was just nothing I could really do. I tried to avoid him going to the left, but he just kept moving forward, and eventually we made contact, so it was really dangerous. I mean I could have just hit him square in the side, and yeah, that would have been pretty nasty. So I tried to do everything I could to avoid him, but I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then coming back on the circuit myself, I got penalised for a very similar thing. I couldn't see anything on my right, couldn't see who was coming, and I tried to get back on track, but it just I couldn't see who was coming. So I think another car had to avoid me, one of the Toro Rossos, and then was out of the race. So it was just a really bad 20 seconds.
Exactly. So what else have we got? We've got Vettel. He's saying that the spin what he done came to a bit of a surprise. Let's play that. No, the car. He's not right with the car, is he?
Sebastian, I guess it was just one of those days in the office.
Well, not a particular good one, no.
Can you kind of just talk us through from the beginning, really? Because early on it looked like you had good pace, and then when you had that spin, can you talk us through what happened there?
Well, not that much to talk through. I lost the rear going in, and then lost it even more. So I had a couple of snaps the lap before, but always could catch it. So yeah, came a bit by surprise, but obviously it's my mistake.
And then for the rest of the race, was it just kind of damage limitation?
For a safety car, which didn't come, so yeah, that's it.
No, he said basically, I agree with him. He said he wished he would have got a safety car. But I guess it still we could have got a cheap pit stop, but I guess it didn't happen for him. So yeah, that's it really. That's all we got at the moment. Yeah, we got Bottas. No, that was from yesterday. So that's it. Yeah, that's the 2019 F1 Italian Grand Prix. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time in Singapore. It's going to be a very different race, very interesting race, but very different race as well. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram solo_P1, Twitch solo_P1, and Twitter solo P1, and hit the subscribe button on YouTube hit the alert button so anytime I upload new videos, you'll be the first to get. Streaming wise, I ain't going to be streaming for the next couple of weeks. I'm kind of changing my setup in here, getting some new monitors, new stuff from my desk at the moment in here, so I ain't going to be streaming for a couple of weeks. But in a couple of weeks, I'm going to start streaming, and I'll be streaming the regular games I always do, car games, Forza, Seto Corsa, GT Sports, whatever. iRacing as well, I've just signed up to iRacing. So look out for them, yeah? So this is Solo P1 signing out at the F1 2019 Italian Grand Prix race day review. See you later, guys. 2 weeks time at Singapore. Bye.